Okay, you know what? Why don't we just get started then? Actually, no, 3 minutes. Sorry. Too impatient right now. So yeah, just to fill everyone in, we attended the mainnet event in the past 3 days, and
Yeah, it's still happening, like halfly happening in your city. The main event is
really,
already finished. Yeah.
yeah. You're going to the mountain events, right? Yeah, definitely. So I think the takeaway from the event is that mainnet is a great place to socialize. All the top funds and projects have people here. But if you're looking for something interesting, interesting, weirdly interesting. I mean, there are some like RSS3, but a lot of others are more. How do I say it? It's more like a showroom for a lot of established player or players that already have pretty strong backings. And I feel that of all the project we've been looking at, probably the essentially it feels like DeFi is at least for the spot exchange, right? Spot trading. It's definitely going to be cross chain. Cross chain seems to be a big topic. The other one is also about really about like differentiation. So how do you differentiate from Uniswap, right? Uniswap. If your if your offering is not very unique from Uniswap, then there's no point. So there are some interesting plays like focusing on large order trade. So that actually makes some sense. But also really interesting NFT ones. So cross chain NFT. Uh, if anyone has any expertise in NFT, yeah, I'm sorry, not in cross chain. Definitely think about how that can be done, like in the best way possible. All right, so why don't we get started? If anyone has any questions about mainnet, you can definitely just ask later, or we'd be happy to share our experience here. So thank you everyone for attending the September town hall of Mask. I'm going to start with pre-collected questions, and I'm going to start basically from in this kind of sequence. First one is NFTs, and then Mask 2.0, and then questions about multi-chain, and then question about token swap and ecosystem. So yeah, let's get started. So the first question would be, how do you respond to Twitter's recent move that is providing NFT ownership check and BTC dip, BTC tip, and how will Mask elaborate or refine its product?
Yeah. I think Twitter is being very interesting. And also being a very long term topic in our town hall, right? So starting from the first one, then the second one, the third one. This is the first one, right? Uh, yeah. Uh, so two things. There's three things about Twitter. We have to view it differently. This is my opinion. First, there's a company called Twitter, which is like IPO in the one of the largest stock exchange in the world and have volume trading. And that is the best stock, honestly. That is the best stock that since its IPO, the only pump is Donald Trump. And the shareholder is keep shitting on the management and the value of the company, which I somehow agree because I personally do have some Twitter stock. And then compared to the Tesla and the other thing, it is not really good. Well, but other side is still relatively open compared to Facebook, but financially it is not performing it's not performing anything like Facebook. That is the something we call Twitter the IPO company. Another thing we also call Twitter is the network that people use, and you see that President Assado and previously before Trump's kind of got a ban, and even like people from Afghanistan, they use this network, and that's something is cannot be really categorized as Twitter's asset. It's something like a semi-decentralized network, but really largely run on centralized infrastructure. That's another thing we can also call Twitter. All right, and the third thing we also call Twitter is Jet Darcy and his OG fans who are the early members or founders of Twitter and still halfly run the company as CEO and like just other um, senior member. These guys' initiative and agreed by the Twitter company, and these guys initiated Blue Sky Initiative, which have which is like a large decentralized party. It feels like Twitter hosts its party and invite other people to join. There's several founding community member. We already shared a link last time. It's 1 month ago, and we're one of the founding member there. The Mass Network, the project is one of the founding member there, and there's other people like IPFS. I think Audius from Solana ecosystem is also there. It's around I think 8 to 10 people there. And the recent trend we see are in the Twitter company and Twitter network, which is really cool. We already described what is changing in the Twitter ecosystem, the blue sky, how we're doing things there. Um, and overall, it's very cool because hey, it's been talking for years. People should tip on Twitter, right? Um, and it is been discussing since 2019, 2017, 18. Like, hey, how can Twitter be integrated with that? And I'm glad they choose a way that is different from Facebook, that different than Libra. They use an open network. And we have regular conversation with different people of different title, different department. We use Twitter. We have regular conversation with them. But still feel pretty sad that it's only Bitcoin. The other part, I think, is halfly due to Jack's, personal opinion about Bitcoin. If you try, actually, I have the, test version. There's a great test. I was in the test before the news announced, and yesterday everyone in the United States, I think everyone got Twitter in iOS, and as an adult can just use their functionality of tip functionality. If you try to test out, they only support the Bitcoin address, and the other thing are still semi-centralized or largely centralized. And if you try to paste the CM address in the Bitcoin address place, it's not gonna work. I don't know when they're gonna add the CM address. Hopefully very soon. I think they solved some problem with the decentralized ID, and there's already a lot of people using the ENS to verify themselves as themselves, right? Vitalik.eth, like other people using that. It's a little bit sad that they're using this bypass functionality themselves. They rename their Twitter bio, put their address there, and on the other side, Bitcoin got the good position, which is another button. But I think it is what Twitter can do. There's like the only few things Twitter can do internally, and that doesn't require too much attention from the regulator. Frank mentioned the mainnet event. We were in the mainnet, and everyone probably heard that Gary, the SEC folks, didn't buy a ticket, came to the mainnet and subpoenaed several guys who are speakers. And I was there. I didn't see them, but I was there like, hey, everyone said, fuck, we're gonna group. And I understand that Bitcoin is for now the only safe option, even for Twitter. And the NFT verification, I'm also very bullish in that because there's a DID conversation about Blue Sky and all the other social network ongoing. We're a regular member in these calls, and but I still feel it is impossible for people to just use Twitter to buy a PFP because hey, I saw Frank's PFP, maybe loot. I want to buy that. I got my Ethereum wallet ready. I got 100 ETH in my wallet, and I want to buy that for 10 ETH. It's still gonna be very hard. Like OpenSea, Rarible, and the super rare in these NFT guys all released their iOS app. And unfortunately, all their iOS app, like all three of these apps cannot do buy and payment directly in the app. Half due to Apple, half due to something I don't understand. Maybe they don't really understand web as we do. But we're releasing our official, Max 2.0 iOS application. The test flight come out very soon. So in that, you can not only tip Super Bitcoin, you can also buy your, favorite, OpenSea NFT on Twitter. You can just tip everyone on Twitter, etc., etc. And use your best ERC20 token instead of just, Bitcoin. And we're fully decentralized. And in the for the problem of mass adoption, I definitely understand. Like we definitely understand. Like, hey, fully decentralized wallet is still hard to have mass adoption, right? Compared to Twitter's ideas of support Venmo and all these things. Um, that's why we partner with Fiat around like Transact. I met the Transact founder Sami this time in real life in New York City. Um, we're one of the investor of Transact. Good to know that. And good to support them for the last 1 year, and they're growing like crazy. So why not just have your Apple Pay, or a credit card, and then to buy some, layer two USDC, $99 $0.9 USDC in layer two, and then $0.1 gas fee of that layer two network, and then do the tip directly. It's way better than just Bitcoin. And honestly, the user experience could be the similar level, and it's completely decentralized. So, my reaction to Twitter's recent activity, it is a good thing. It's a very good thing to us, and we think it's a positive signal, and we are in a lot of conversation with other people from all the title, and especially about this thing from Twitter. We're in conversation with the shareholder as well. And I feel they're quite limited by the position, so they can only do Bitcoin. I'm glad they can just do Ethereum and ENS one day. So I mean, it actually solve our problem because we don't want to really give like a billion people free ENS something. But I think one day there'll be a 1 billion free ENS on Twitter. I'm sure everyone can claim it, and then you can tip everyone in every way you want. Yeah. So that's my answer to that. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. And okay, that's the second question is really about features. What features we can do to expand the NFT interaction? And I suppose what kind of partners can we have to what partners are we signing up to expand that kind of social experience, social interaction in regards to NFT?
Yeah. There's several ongoing one. I think the PFP avatar verification is the first one. No, actually, the gallery probably is the first one, and then the NFP avatar verification is the second one. There's some screenshot released before. So if you have a Punk PFP or like um, Ape PMP, a PFP, and you're one of the KOL, you'll be added in our list, and later on we'll use a decentralized way. So when people go to see your Twitter profile and tweets, you can see that there's going to be a rainbow ring, something on your avatar, and they can tell people this is an NFT and how much is the avatar. This is something we just did. Pretty cool. I think a pretty legit solve the problem of the verification. We also are actively investing and helping in the infrastructure. There's a lot of NFTs being minted every day on the Ethereum, and this new cool NFT avatar projects are not on PFP, the in general projects every day. So we try to say, hey, we have a systematic and decentralized way to track everything, so that even there's new thing came out, you can also verify it as the owner of that. Um, ENS is another cool thing. We started to have more conversation with ENS, especially with several guy here in a minute. Um, as mentioned, the problem of ENS is it's too expensive to assign anyone an ENS. But I think that will be solved somehow, hopefully, with the secondary domain and layer two, something with ENS. Um, we also got a more. We also got several other cool team building around the ecosystem. I think the key of mass network success is don't really do everything yourself. It's also the key for any decentralized protocol to be success. Um, yeah. So that two team, one is called RSS3. I think personally I've been sharing his their new product in my Twitter account. A lot. The new product called Pass3, but basically it's in RSS3 is want to do RSS in the Web3 era. What they did cool is first NFT gallery, which we already have something like that, and they got a Gitcoin donation gallery. It's hey, I like hey, I'm Suji, I donate 50 Gitcoin project. It's also like a badge of your personal activity. People like that. People endorse that because you're a good guy in the open source, right? And I can see, oh, this guy is picking NFT, that guy is picking Gitcoin. And then they're gonna also support they already support indexing of Arweave content and probably later on Filecoin content, which can interact with interact and partner with Mirror, the Mirror XYZ, and every article in Mirror XYZ is actually an NFT. Well, some are not really being minted, but mostly it's NFT, and they can even store these articles and put that in the Twitter as well. Hey, dude, this is my articles from Mirror, and this is my donations of Gitcoin. So all these are ongoing, and we're gonna integrate that, so it'll be very cool. Another small team we're working with as part of our ecosystem. We are keeping granting this team. This team is doing this cool animated NFT avatar pet or something. Like you got a loot, you got a penguin, and you got a like East Rock, and there's a party of East Rock in here in your city. Amazing, and you got all these OG or expensive or not expensive NFTs, and you wanted them to move and to interact with you, right? And animate it. So this team and the other partners and ecosystem of Mass Network, they're doing this NFT pet. So if you have a PFP or like other NFT, you can make it a default digital pet on a Twitter profile. So this penguin can walk around and use walk around on your Twitter page, and then when other people come here, they're gonna see that. You can see, wow, the penguin is so cute, and then their penguin can maybe fight with a penguin or make friends with a penguin. They're doing that, and I think that's the next level thing than PFP because PFP just show you, hey, who I am, and what luxury things. But this is like this is digital. They want to have digital friends, right? And you want to have digital connection over the just follow on Twitter. Now you got NFT working around on your Twitter profile page. That's something we're doing. Yeah, I also had several cool catch up, but really didn't have too much time because everyone's busy in the city. But Meiji House team again actually is another cool thing in our mind. Again, it's all built by our ecosystem. So imagine you actually walking around on Twitter. I don't know. I think it will be very huge. That's also from ecosystem team, and I think they attend Loot Hack. I'm not sure how's Loot Hack going on right now, but your penguin can wear some can equip some loot. So your penguin with loot can walk around and find other people on Twitter as well. That will be something coming out very soon as well. Yeah, so that's another thing. That I think that's basically what we were doing with the NFT. There's several news we haven't announced with the with other chains because obviously layer one is being too expensive to any newbie to play around with NFT. So new chain, side chain is definitely, layer two is definitely going to be adopted. We're working with some important player in the game, and you're going to see news coming soon. And last week, I think we already announced the partnership and the strategic investment. They use Filecoin to invest to get some mask. That's announced last week, and you're gonna see more interesting news like that. Huge player in the game. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Um, well, this is actually a very interesting question. So, why did Mask purchase CryptoPunk and lootbags? Yeah, is it for successful? Or is it for like an investment? So, is it like a failed or successful investment?
Sorry, I lost the first
Oh yeah,
part. Yeah.
yeah. So essentially, why did Mask buy CryptoPunk and lootbag? Is it for
Oh,
purpose?
good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first, actually, I see the loot and punks floor price didn't really change. I mean, they go up and down, but my opinion, personal opinion, is like it's just gonna be there. It's being the leading, interesting NFT in the area, and well, that won't change too much. But the fun part we want to do is um, like, hey, maybe everyone with the mass network extension on Twitter or mobile phone can see those interesting ecosystem projects running on top of Twitter, and on the other side, the official Twitter account, official Twitter app only support Bitcoin, which is cool, but a little bit slow compared to what we're doing. Um, so next time, I think this is going to launch in a few weeks as well. Next time when you install your Mask iOS or Chrome extension and go to Suji, not me, I go to my real Mask Network Twitter account, you're gonna see the DAO holding the punk. The punk gonna work around on your punk will do where the loot. There's three loot, right? So this cute punk gonna have three different loot to change every day, and they're gonna work on your Twitter profile page. And then you can, and then we can turn that on and turn that off. And well, that's something I think owned by all these mask holder as some like mask style asset. So we collaborate, we jointly own a portion. Everyone own a portion of this loot NFT plus punk NFT. It is fun, and personally, I think it is stupid to fractionalize these into those ERC20 tokens. I mean, you lose basically everything about culture in it. You just only give financial numbers. So instead of just say fractionalize it, whatever, that's something probably other people will do after buying a punk. We would actually do want to do say, we want to give you a part of the interesting part of it, like culture part of it, like the insightful part of it, so that it can actually be on Twitter and all these things and work around. Yeah, that's something we're doing. Yeah, and I think it's not only an investment. I mean, if the investment, I'd rather keep buy some Filecoin, because we know the party is coming, or like there's several other good team we really like and we already part with, and they are open to uh, strategic investment or token exchange, token swap. If we really want to do investment, this is better. But I think it's a cultural investment that uh, the mass style is still. I think it's the first style actually have a punk and a loot that actually can work around on a Twitter page. This is something in next level, and I mean in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're gonna see that very soon. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Um, so what if in the future is Mask going to integrate like NFT mining, marketplace, or game?
Sorry, NFT mining or NFT marketplace?
So NFT mining, marketplace, or games?
Okay. Oh, in general, all these NFT marketplace and those cool NFT things will be supported. And the thing we believe is like we should not do what other we should not do what other projects are good at. We should support them and make sure that everyone on the Web2 can see them and play around with them. Um, yeah, so as you guys can see, OpenSea and Rarible are being supported. It's probably going to be several other cool, more boutique NFT marketplace can be supported as well. We are doing a lot of grants on that on Gitcoin. And for the prime market, there's the NFT lottery scene we're building, NFT blend box. I think later on, I think Issa can explain more about the NFT blend box. But overall, that's everything about prime market and secondary market, and there's several celebrities. They actually choose to work with us. These are not really released yet, but overall, we try to say, hey, if you're on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, this is the way to interact with that. Um, I did a small screenshot, screen capture of our Mass 2.0 iOS version. How can you really just buy an NFT on OpenSea's Twitter profile page? Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Now, last but not least, in terms of new functions to be updated, there's a new function to be updated called NFT avatar, which essentially, you know, anyone can set NFTs of their own, or actually of other people, as their own kind of Twitter avatar. So the question is, if one day my Twitter account got suspended, will my NFTs be gone, or what will happen? Yeah, let me just. This is actually quite interesting, right? So if they're using MetaMask, it should be all right. It shouldn't have a problem.
I mean, I'm not sure too much about what Twitter officially will use. I think still they will largely choose third parties centralized servers, but it's still going to be a very tricky thing. And they don't really want to host any asset. Hosting asset means that you become a custody and eventually become crypto exchange, which it is a cool business, but it's really also a very controversial one. The regulator was keeping an eye on you, and that lose everything flexibility about the decentralization, right? For us, the way we did it is like, hey, we're gonna verify your ACM address and your NFT on chain, and then your the ID combined with the Twitter, all the thing. There's nothing centralized. And well, okay, Twitter can ban you, then you keep your NFT, keep your, and it's just like your account is banned, right? Your centralized account is banned. And the cool part is the reason we partner with all these decentralized storage servers is that eventually I think we can make a digital replica of your Twitter account. Even though Twitter ban you in the centralized service, you still got it, and then people can even rent it back on the same Twitter profile page. That's something we plan to do, but it's a little bit radical for now, given that even I think even Filecoin, there's not much useful data on Filecoin, and they're gonna incentive the useful data. It's still gonna take a long time, but starting from NFT is gonna be cool. And so there's nothing centralized and nothing to worry about. Um, yeah, that's thing, and I think another thing Twitter might do, and we probably not gonna do right now is there's the rising trend of expensive luxury or the big name NFT, and I think celebrities do need to have custody. And I think they probably will go to exchange say, hey, I want to store my punk in Coinbase. Can you do that? I think eventually you can do that. I mean, maybe in the next several months, Twitter gonna collaborate with some exchange on that. I think that's actually helping us because there's people, family office celebrities, they don't really want to touch the wallet because it's pretty hard for them to manage, and they want to leave it to institutional custodies. But it's different scenario in our case. I think for our case, it's like, hey, you have like like $500 something, your $2,000 something in your Twitter profile, and it's playing around with you. It's like have a digital yourself, right? That's different, way different from buying a huge and expensive one and put that in the exchange. Yeah.
Thank you very. All right. So that's finished the NFT parts, which is the most important part. But let's go to the more interesting parts. So this is from Life. What is the programming base? Well, the second one is just elaboration of the first. So what will be the developer toolkit or SDK
Right,
to
right.
help projects as a platform?
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were talking about like elaborating, like with other platforms, but yeah, you're saying that how can like future developers work on like Mask to build dApps directly upon the existing like social media sites, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as mentioned in Max 2.0, we will provide such an SDK where we call it like a different kinds of like toolkits that you can directly use the APIs we expose to you guys to build upon like at first to build upon Twitter, and then it'll function as two different like ways. The first one is more straightforward. That if you guys have seen other dApps that are on Mask right now, like on our DeFi or NFT dApps, you can see that we directly integrate the functionalities inside of like these like posts that you can interact with these posts within a few clicks, and that's the most direct one. But that requires a lot of like developer skills and experiences, and we are not like seeing that many users would have the same like skill set. So we are providing the second one. Um, if you are a user or any like beginner developer that you want to build upon Mask, um, we can like allow you to integrate your dApp your favorite dApp like a Uniswap or SushiSwap or any dApp page inside of Mask. That you all you need to do is just to define a few logic, and uh, as long as you just post the dApp URL inside of a Twitter tweet inside of a Twitter post, it'll render a proper interface for you guys. So you don't really have to write a lot of code. All you need to do is to define some interfaces and the functionalities behind it. So yeah, we will post a separate like article on this, and then it won't be available until maybe later this year because we are just showing a brief demo first, and we are also because like we care a lot about the security and the safety inside of this like dApp marketplace or dApp toolkit thing. So we will have to like pay more attention and then dig more into the security part of this. Once we think it's secure enough to release, we will let you guys know. Okay, that'll be the answer to this question.
Awesome. Thank you, Suji.
No, yeah, whatever.
意思
Yeah,
okay.
whatever.
Okay. Now, so if Twitter and Facebook decided to do what Mask is or has already been done, has already done,
Mm-hmm.
what will be the advantage of Mask 2.0 then?
Okay, I think that's like a really good question. So a lot of people in our communities are talking or are saying that what if like Twitter say because like maybe many of you guys have seen the news that on Twitter has enabled the like Bitcoin tips, and in the future they're also gonna support the NFT showing or gallery directly on Twitter. So yeah, maybe you guys are worried about what if they do all the things that we have done in the past. So our answer to this is that our advantage over this is that we can build anything instantly without any like internal like decisions. Say we can just hire or anyone that is interested in developing on mask can just on start coding and then on like can like apply for an PR like merge request on GitHub, and got if once it's got like released, anyone can just the all of these features can be up on the Twitter or Facebook instantly without any like internal like reviews or decisions. So I guess our advantage over this is that we can do anything like much faster than all of these giant platforms do. And say because like Twitter or Jack loves Bitcoin, but over other like blockchains. And what we can do is that we can support all of these different blockchains without any other like um, 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 preferences were reviews. So yeah, maybe I think we can build more, a lot more than all of these platforms do, and that's our biggest advantage.
Awesome. Thank you very much. The last question about Mask 2.0 is a question about the future. What's next after Mask 2.0?
Okay. So maybe you guys, maybe some of you guys may think that a Mass 2.0 is the end of a lot of features. Where you may think that in Mac 2.0 we will have a lot of features done. But actually, in the contrary, Mass 2.0 is just a beginning of a lot of our like plans were things. So we have mentioned that we have this decentralized app marketplace in Mac 2.0, along with our like Mass grant. We will be funding like a lot of like projects or teams to build on directly on Mask to enrich our community and to enrich our features. So maybe you think that this is the end of a lot of features, right? But the mass team will be like turning into a team that's building infrastructures more than the applications. Like in the future, we will be focusing on building the more like basic functionalities to support a an easy an easier integration into Mask, and also enforcing the securities to make sure that no like to make sure that the data and the money will not be leaked in our platform. So yeah, I mean we will be releasing a series of articles in the future in the early of October, so that you guys can see our entire plan over to Max 2.0 or Max 2, whatever.
Awesome. Great. Also a cool question. So we have support. We already support X-Time and Arbitrum. So when will other chains like Solana and Avalanche be added?
Well, so yeah, in Max 2.0, we one of our features is that we are going to support multi-chains, which means that we have like finished developing an infrastructure that supports different like blockchains natively, including RV, because like RV is using RSA instead of elliptic curves, and right now we are working on supporting Solana and RV and also Near, and in the future we are like looking for teams or developers that are interested in integrating these like different blockchains other than EVM chains for us. So yeah, if you are interested, just stay tuned to our Max grant, like in the near future, that we will post some like details and the resources we can provide for you to like work on. So yeah, that'll be the answer to this.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So let's move to token swap then. Does the token swap increase the circulating supply for Mask?
Yeah, I mean, so if you take a look of, I mean, circulation supply, right? So if you take a look of the CMC and CoinGecko, they actually have, a little bit different explanation. They have different definition, but overall, I think the circulation supply, hey, what's being unlocked in the investor's hand, right? In the public sale hand, like foundation's hand, or whatever, and the depends on different kind of swap. For Gitcoin, I think it's really good partner because a lot of community developer from Gitcoin. So that probably gonna be if it's approved because it's pretty early for both of the DAO. No one done that before, right? If it's get approved, probably gonna use like 2 year or 1 year linear thing that would follow with the unlocking schedule of the existing unlocking. I think you get what I mean. Like, hey, there's existing unlocking of our DAO and treasury, which we will not sell them, but we're gonna just, hey, this is unlocked, and Gitcoin say, hey, our treasury is unlocked. We just swap it and put that in DAO. In the we're gonna later on do a more transparent way to manage it, but since right now a lot of asset is on Ethereum, it's gonna be way more easier later on. Um, so for Ethereum related at ERC20 tokens, I think all of them, all of these token swap can use this method, and I think it will be pretty transparent. Yeah, it will be part of the circulation supply. Yeah, and likely to be done in several uh, trench instead of one, and different projects have different way of managing treasury. We're still learning all these things, and they're still learning our management way and our value as well. But these early ones like D hedge, we can definitely see the value, because like D hedge is a decentralized eToro, right? People want to aping other people's strategy, and so that's obviously going to happen on social network. I follow Frank. Frank is the DeFi master. Frank trade 20 times a day. I want to follow his trade, and I want to just go to his Twitter profile and trade with Frank, right? And that's why we think D hedge is strategic one. We're gonna do first swap. It's being approved by the DAO, and then sushi. We just have the community call, and I had some personal conversation with Mackie, and unfortunately, Mackie left, become a now transitioning to advisory role of Sushi. I think there's still some internal change, but happy to explore with other existing core member of Sushi. Gitcoin, talked to Scott and Uki and other corner several times. I think we already post that forum post, and happy to see what's going on with those stars. Yeah, yeah, and I think personally, and not only me, but also the core team, and I think a lot of community members think, hey, um, we got enough money from the public sale and the VCs, right? And the treasury should be used wisely to support the ecosystem, to grant the developer to have like 1,000, even 10,000 people build on top of Mask, to have like 10 great projects become our good friend and keep working with us, to donate into the NGO that can solve the regulatory problem. That's the wise way to use the treasury. And The smart way, the not so smart way is the Uniswap thing with the DeFi educational fund 20 million and it's gone. That's not smart. So we definitely gonna use it wisely, and I think there'll be several discussion, different groups, and we're open to opinions. And definitely, please, there's some forum, right? Please comment and leave in the Telegram group or comment on the forum. Yeah, and to answer the question, there's various way, and usually it's part of the usual unlocking process. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay. So Mask had recently launched token swap campaign with several projects. Well, I suppose this is, in a way, I think it should answer that. But let's just elaborate that on a little bit. So, what is the original intention, and what benefits can it bring to Mask?
Yeah, we are doing some strategic investment. Um, that's something we discussed last to how we even bring the Cent CEO Cameron. I met him personally in Chicago. Very cool team. Very strong idea. Again, it's already with social network endorsed by Jet Dorsey. Remember the Twitter thing, right? And there's several strategic investment we did, and we work closely with our existing institutional investor like Hashkey, DCG. In fact, Mason and I'm not sure about Cersei, but I think Mason, DCG came in with the same round, and we are really glad we intro them, and now we three and other team found work together to support the ecosystem of Mask and their own storage ecosystem as well. Um, but there's some projects they're too large to say, hey, we want to buy some token or whatever. I think it's not really wise thing to do that for treasury. Say, hey, we have a lot of mask and a lot of USDC in the DAO, and let's buy some sushi. I don't think that's a how to say a smart way. It's better to say, hey, sushi community and core member agree that they really want to support masks, so that later on, when people aping on Twitter, they're gonna have better experience. They're gonna send guy for help, provide better integration, and form deeper partnership or these things. And they also agree that we both swap token in 2 years, something like that. That's a way better way. It provides us more opportunity and more vehicle to explore partnership. Yeah, so that's something we're trying to explore. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So in ecosystem wise, we are partnering up with Filecoin. And so, what will Filecoin bring to Mass Network? And can you talk more about storage for Web 3.0?
Yeah. I think Filecoin is definitely one of the most OG project. Besides Ethereum, they're the one of the most OG project in the Web3 area, right? And IPF has been around for many years, and this strategic partnership and also investment from Filecoin is from their development equity company called Protocol Lab, who developed the IPFS, left P2P and the Filecoin, the token, the chain, right? They use their file. It's also kind of their treasury to buy some mask from our treasury, something like that, and we won't disclose the amount because it's a varying value, but it's not really large, but it's a quite strategic one from both sides. Um, from storage perspective, we already supporting RV for a while, right? And we are good friend with RV. They're doing the Premier Web, and it's different from File because that's cannot be in one pay one time for storage forever. It's a good use case for NFT, but not really a good use case for large file. It's just a waste of resources. Just hey, pay $10, and then my 1 gigabyte thing gonna stay forever. And that's smart. Filecoin, they're using the ping model. So if you ping a file with the miners, you pay them based on the contract. Like, hey, 3 months, 6 months. Well, it's different. They're still updating, but I think that's generally the difference. For mass network, we've explored with the small files, uploading, downloading with our even Mason. For larger files, like, hey, this is my opinion. I think in the future, NFT should not only be PFPs. It's going to be also VR, AR, 4D, all these things, and also your social network data will not only store on the AWS. You're going to have a digital replica, as I mentioned, on the Filecoin, which make more sense. And probably you're going to have the hash in the Arweave or other decentralized storage. But overall, we're very bullish in the decentralized storage area. Really, really glad that we're going to partner with them. From the product perspective, first we're going to integrate Filecoin, right? And IPFS is being already something we are discussing internally how to best integrate that. Later on, your social network and Web2 identity will be partially mirrored to the Filecoin in some way, and we can start from the small things because replicated and the entire Twitter is or Facebook is nearly impossible now, right? But we're gonna be careful about the steps, and we're gonna definitely push this thing forward. Yes, that's the value of Filecoin. And the protocol lab, they are still one of the largest player in the Web3 and being in the industry for a while. And yeah, they're holding some mask. I think they're not non-ETH assets, so there's no way to put that in a smart contract yet. I mean, it's all file, right? And I think they haven't disclosed their treasury holding as well. But I think one day, if they disclose, you can see some mass there, and that's something pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. And here, does Mask Network support TweetStack? Actually, what is TweetStack? Let's see.
That's another like Twitter like interface.
Oh,
It's well yeah, because like since someone is asking for this, we can definitely just take a look, and we will access the time that's required for supporting that. I guess that won't like cost us too much time, or we can probably yeah we will take it into consideration, and if we don't really have that much time, we will probably just hire our community to do so. So yeah, just we have heard heard from you, and then we will be supporting that soon.
awesome. Now, a community member said, I heard Mask is trying to build a developer tool to allow projects, essentially a platform for launching their crypto project inside of the plugin. So essentially on Twitter, I suppose. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Cause as said before, that we will have a complete toolkit for the developers to work on the integration of their like projects into Mask. So yeah, we will definitely just have the toolkit for the crypto projects. Like we will be providing a bunch of wallet support, say on like especially the multi-chain wallet support, and then you can just call any like blockchains within our mask. You don't really have to worry about that. You will have to like look for appropriate RPCs or stuff. We will have them ready in our toolkit. Also, you don't really have to worry about. Well, we will be providing some skeleton projects for you to start for you to start with. So I guess a better way of like knowing this is that to take a look at our documentations that will be released as we release Max 2.0. So yeah, that's gonna be a grand opening of our like Mask grant and Mask on a decentralized app marketplace project. So if you want the more details, please stay tuned to that. I don't think I can cover them all in this town hall. So yeah, stay tuned and set the calendar on the early of October.
This is lit.
Sorry?
This is lit. Really looking forward to this.
Oh yeah, let.
Yeah. All right. All right. Um, so some I think some community member have also asked some questions just now. So one of it's, have you considered? This is from Yichuan. Have you considered that Mass should have a platform dedicated to ITO? Um, yeah. So what do you guys think?
I think it's better if Suji can answer this question. Well, personally, I don't think Mask should be doing this because we are more like an infrastructure instead of an application. So we are welcoming everybody to build anything upon us, but probably we don't really want to be that application layer ourselves. So yeah, what do you think, Suji?
Um, so the question is dedicated ITO in other platform or
Right. Well,
yeah, the ITO thing is like, hey, I think eventually launch the token timing is really gonna be, hey, every 1 or 2 year, gonna see 2 months everyone's launching token, the so-called bull market, right? And what we can make sure is first we don't have like, it's been pretty safe to trust Math's idea because it's completely permissionless. I know there's other player being uh, got problem with the smart contract auditing and all this like safe problem, and we are it is quite actually complicated. That Mask is integrating the Web2 interface and also the anti-bot functionality and the ITO. And I think the cool part will be, hey, it'll be like Uni, as long as people really want to do that, people are gonna just do that. And sometimes not really even ITO, like the people will just launch the token because they want to return to the community. I think it's fun, right? I think it is. Oh, again, I think this is to be answered in the first town hall. It's more than definitely it's more than an ITO platform, and maybe we can just sell the you know blind box of NFT on Instagram, right? So I think it was still up to the different committee member, and we'll try to do more governance over these holders, and so they can just feel to be a part of it, and they definitely contribute to part of it. Yeah, so that's the thing.
Great, great. And I think, just to add to that, you guys know that SNX, so since the synthetic also tries to, it also, like, in the past spin out some like some part of its stack into a independent project before. I forgot the name for that. Do you guys know?
I forgot that as well. Which one?
I don't know, but I can't remember. But I can remember very clearly that
I
essentially it
mean,
was,
anyway, yeah, it's a
yeah, I
good
think
thing. I mean,
option or something,
I
right?
think it's a good thing that like when Vitalik said he didn't remember everything in the Ethereum, which means that you're quite close to a decentralized, ecosystem.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
but this
yeah. We,
great.
we, we I mean, there'll be right now it's around 2030 thing building on Mask, right? And I can see 200 thing, 300 thing, and if we reach 2,000 different team build on Mask, that's something even Twitter gonna be saying, wow. There's no centralized company can do that.
Yeah,
Obviously, I mean Microsoft probably only have 200 team internally. They're on different products. Yeah. So we're trying to reach the turning point. For now, it's still early to say, but we have lots of cool functionalities. Yeah, and it's being integrated into Mask and people building. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. This is from Valcoin. So, will further development with other social media sites ever be discussed, such as Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, or any other popular social?
Yeah, for sure. Because on in Max 2.0, we are releasing another like integration of a it's not that large, but it's a really popular one, social media in the U.S. And we will be releasing that once we are, yeah, in our grand release. So yeah, stay tuned. And then also, regarding Reddit or other like decentralized social medias like Mastodon, we also have plans for them. But probably we won't be doing that ourselves, but instead we'll be calling our communities to work on them. We have done other abstractions already, so that the integration or the supporting of these platforms wouldn't be that hard to develop. So yeah, definitely we will try to spread mask onto more platforms on the internet for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. And let's see. There's a question that said, are there any plans to fully integrate with current platforms that we use, making it a built-in feature for Twitter, Facebook, without the use of an extension later on during development?
You're saying that on Twitter finally just accept mask and
Correct.
then integrate the features.
Yeah.
Well, I guess um I will definitely like think about that in another way, because Twitter or Facebook are giant platforms, and then they will need to spend a lot of time like reviewing and discussing, adding or removing any feature from them, and then but instead Mask is a relatively smaller one, and then we're pretty like well, we can do anything. Well, we can do any integrations where we're adding or removing any features like in a much faster pace. So I guess it's better if Mask can be a like experimental field for Twitter or Facebook to try out their like better features. Say if you think about it in this way, you can regard like Twitter adding NFT or like Bitcoin tipping on as a finalization of the trying out like that Mask has been doing all of the things already, and it went pretty good. So they can finally just accept this feature and integrate them into their like main product line. So yeah, I mean, we can definitely be the beta experimental like field for all of these giants, and
Yeah,
once they
yeah, as long as they're open, we are gonna be part of it. Like Blue Sky is open, so we're a founding member, and I don't know. I mean, if Libra gonna be open, I don't really know. I don't personally like to work with them, but if just one day dime or Libra just say, hey, Ethereum guys, please join, and I think we're gonna be selected as one of the early guys. But if they only play the Visa, PayPal Master thing, that thing we just think and not gonna work. And it is not gonna work in many ways that you see Facebook have never, they don't even have anything changed in the platform about decentralization or NFT or even chipping. I feel even though it's these, even though Jack is a little bit big Bitcoin maxi and Sony Bitcoin, but I feel it is definitely affected by discussion the blue sky. And there's many discussion in this guy. I think later on will be Jay. She's running that, and I think they should just write more reports. There'll be some contribution from us or our ecosystem as well. And as long as it's open, I think they feel they'll just find out the value of mask, and it's still personally I think still strong. Strongly underestimated. Just consider that Twitter didn't do anything super correct in the last few years, and they're like 60 billion or something, right? Yeah, and Facebook just don't mention, but they're Facebook doing something right in the commercial perspective. But as I say, personally, I'm a Twitter stockholder. I feel the only pump is the Trump, right? And hopefully this decentralized movement gonna let them wake up and do more integration. Yeah, but still, early for mask, and we're still, I think, underestimated. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So that would essentially be the end of the questionnaire. I mean the Q&A, but we can always uh, get more people who are listening to. If you have any questions, please just request. I would love to make you a speaker as well. And so while we wait for that, uh, I would I would just like to see if our friend from RSS3 is here. Oh wait, there's actually one more thing that this is really cool. So how can mask help with the LGBTQ communities to act anonymously to survive under the massive crackdown in many countries in the world? He can the person said he cannot ask question in Twitter. I think this is D on Telegram. So Suji or Ishi, you want to take a crack at this? I mean, for me, I think we actually have we're actually designing a transgender what is that transgender brochure introduction brochure because some colleagues of mine and of ours are actually going through the process. So we want to we were supposed we want everyone to understand the process and everyone to understand what it means, right? So I feel like to act anonymously, that probably needs some elaboration. We haven't really thought too much about essentially how to enable this freedom of actions. But I'm curious as to see if these here or anyone who cares about this topic here can contribute their ideas. We do have a podcast that is going up very soon. Um, so I think in our next town hall, or even before that, we will release essentially maybe the first podcast, or maybe just information about the podcast, what it means. But essentially, the podcast is very geared towards cares a lot about social progressive. I wouldn't even just say social progressivism, but essentially just progressivism in essentially the in both economics and as well as social aspects, and how can essentially Web3 better help essentially the uh, society become more progressive, become more attuned to the needs of essentially a variety of people, like the typical creator, like the typical essentially LGBTQ community member, or like, or even like typical I want to say female, but female might be a big term. So just the typical person with their typical with their backgrounds in a variety of different places, right? Like in US, in essentially let's say Southeast Asia, in China, and also in China, yes, and in Africa, in South America. So we want to not just focus on the investment side or the project side, but really about this kind of what is happening, right? What is happening? What can we experiment with? How can we really, I suppose, in a way, change? What's the potential for change that Web3 can bring? So yeah, does anyone else has any questions or just want to talk? All right, all right. Well, I hope everyone have a good time. Suji, you want to take over, or are we done here?
Wait, how could he just turn him into a listener instead of a speaker now?
Wait.
Yeah, he just is now a listener.
That is interesting.
Yeah, he just left. Interesting too. Yeah, that's yeah. What about Taylor? Do you have any like anything to announce we're talking about right now? Or do you have any?
Oh, hey guys. So Suji actually just came back. Well, since I want to talk about, I think Suji covered pretty much. So I've been recently working on the token swap thing. So me and Kevin wrote most of that, the proposals, and ever since we sent it to the counterparties forums, so DHedge, Sushi, and Bitcoin, we've been recently reasonably well received. So in the Sushi forum, I think we got like close to 20 comments, and in the poll underneath, I think we are having a 75 approval rate, although it could still go higher if more of us go over and vote more. But well, I guess it's just a poll, so it's signaling, but that doesn't mean everything. We still need to I guess work a little bit harder, show our enthusiasm to the Sushi community, and let them understand our and also to Gitcoin community, to let them understand what we can offer to them, and overall just increase or enhance our influence, so that we can get the token swap thing done. And I think it's totally beneficial to both parties.
Sounds good.
And also, well, the last two town halls we talked about the SocialFi Alliance, and the SocialFi Alliance has officially concluded, and I think it went decently well too. We got like 600 people, 600 unique addresses participated in the entire alliance, the series of events, and I think like 20 people participated in over 4 of the campaigns. So I'm quite glad we have some really hardcore fans. And the NFTs has been released. So if you haven't claimed it yet, go ahead and claim it on the galaxy.eco website.
Okay. Yeah, I probably need to claim mine too on galaxy.eco, right?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Flash Network, I think.
Oh yes. Okay. Do you guys have any other like questions or announcements or news to share with us? If not, we can probably just end this town hall for September. And please stay tuned to our like Max 2.0 release, and that'll be huge. And I'm super excited. I'm not sure if you guys will be excited too, but we will include a lot of things in this release, and then it's more like a 1 or 2 year plan for Mask. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of like information and then content to share. So if you guys have more questions, please save them for the Mac 2.0 release, and then we will answer them all at that time. So yeah, Frank, do you want to end this town hall today?
Oh, I see 2 requests. Hey guys.
All right. See you guys
Alrighty,
later.
thank you. Thank you.
Wait,
See you guys in the next one.
guys.
Wait,
Wait.
what?
There are 2.
Okay, yeah.
And now, yeah, we already say goodbye.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll see you next time.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Are we leaving?
Wait.
I think and Suji left because he has a meeting.
We can leave, but if anyone else has anything to add,
Yeah. Well. Yes.
well, it looks like someone's connecting.
Let's
I'm
see.
not sure how it works.
Oh wait. I think interesting. I think the two person connecting have already left.
Oh yeah, never mind. Well, we can definitely just answer the questions on Telegram or Discord, or even our WeChat group. So yeah, if you guys have questions, please ask them there.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Have a good one, guys. Take
See you.
care.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye.